Hello. It is your boys, the DM podcast, once again giving you that flavor in your ear. In today's podcast, we're going to talk about a few things. We're going to talk about there's some trades being talked about, some guys being pushed around, some Jimmy Butler talk. We're going to definitely talk about some Jimmy Butler, Jimmy Buckets. Also talk about the NBA Cup, and then also, of course, the new All-Star format has officially been announced. We're going to chat about that. Before I continue, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. How's my boy YS doing today?
You already know, brother. Every day above ground.
Of course. As we're recording this, there's a bunch of NBA games, so we may be in and out talking about those NBA games because the NBA decided to not have any games yesterday, so they decided to do it all today, and that's fine. It happens. Um, uh, so it's good. Now, the NBA Cup, the first thing I want to change my name. First thing, it was a good game overall until kind of like the fourth quarter when the Bucks, even like end of third, fourth, when the Bucks started just kind of taking over, right? But shout out to the Milwaukee Bucks. We were talking about them being almost like we were
Dead in the
afraid.
water. Dead in the
Yeah,
water. Yeah.
like we were afraid for this team, and they just happened to win a bunch of games after our pod, and then after there's like a tweet that came out that said like Doc Rivers can't win. Ever since that tweet, they've been like they've lost like one game. Giannis has been amazing. Everyone's been pretty good. Dame's been good. They got Chris Middleton back. He's bringing off the bench, but overall the Bucks have been good. Defensively, they've been good, and Giannis has been immaculate. But the NBA Cup, Bucks won. Like, what are your thoughts?
Man, I was thinking OKC was gonna win.
Me too. I definitely thought that too.
That was my thoughts. I was thinking, you know what? When Bucks really have it going, they have it going. But the thing was one thing that stood out to me. Reason why the Bucks won, the reason why they won the way they did was Giannis against Jalen Williams. There was no other big on OKC, and Giannis was just playing straight bully ball barbecue chicken. That was the main reason why they won. If they had another body to throw at Giannis aside from Williams, they could go bigger. That game would have been a closer game, 100%.
I agree. I think that's where, so then you're OKC, right? You don't want to panic because you are still the number one team in the West. You do have, the best defense in the league. You have both, right? So you want to tell yourself like, do we have to go crazy? But I think we both like Chet, but Chet is can't Giannis is gonna destroy Chet physically. He just will, right? But it's not just Giannis, it's Anthony Davis. It's Jokic, right? It's heck, Rudy Gobert. Not saying he can dominate, but he can get a lot more rebounds than
Yeah.
you can try to gang rebound as much as you can, but there's
These are
just gonna
all
be
teams in the playoffs they're going to be facing.
right. So like to me, you do need like a big wing. Maybe not like you need a big wing. Like if they somehow not they can't get this guy, but a guy kind of like a OG built, like that type of size, right? If PJ Tucker was younger, like that's the guy you need
Or
for this
Jeremy
squad.
Grant.
Right? Honestly, like just a guy Giannis is Giannis, top 20 greatest players of all time. It's hard
Yeah,
to stop that guy. But
it's hard.
you need more physicality. And yeah, when Chet comes, it will help you, but you're actually depending a lot on Chet and
Like I
Hartenstein and then
said,
Caruso all to
Chet
be
will do better. I've seen Caruso on Giannis at times. I'm like, you serious?
yeah.
You
Yeah. And
serious?
Caruso's a great defender.
He
But
is a
Giannis
great
is
defender,
just
but
bigger.
I don't care how great you are. You're 6'5",
Yep.
and I'm 6'10" built.
Right. Right. It's true. It's true. It's hard. So like Dame had a good game. You can tell overall as a team they were really excited to win this, which I think is good for us as viewers to see. Like the people are taking this seriously. The fear is that like people don't take this seriously. And someone said like a team like if the Houston Rockets won, it would have kind of felt kind of like, well, then people would have not take it. But the first winner was LeBron. The second winner is Giannis.
The
So
faces of the league.
right. So you like a team like that winning. You need a people who care. The best players in the past like 10 years are winning these games. So it's good to see. Like, do you see the future of the NBA Cup being as such, or are guys going to start taking, oh, who cares? It's not the real title. It's not the real title. What do you think?
A bit of both. A bit of both. You know what I mean? Because it isn't. And I was seeing the champagne spraying and the goggles and whatnot, and I'm like,
I heard they weren't going to do it, but they had them ready. They had the goggles and the champagne ready, but someone said don't do it because it's not a title. Like, don't be happy, but don't go crazy.
so, like they were happy, yeah, but Thanasis was happy. Like there's some guys out there, it was in Vegas, so like I get it. I get it. I'm just gonna say I get it.
Now, the one thing I would like change about it is I wouldn't always have it in Vegas. Make it like the Super Bowl and make it like in different locations. If you want to make this feel different than everything else, right? Give different locations. Have people bid to put this championship game here.
Toronto, Toronto.
You know what I'm saying? Have people bid, right? Like, and if somehow it's like the Super Bowl. Super Bowl's in LA, and it just happened to be that the Rams won in over there. It just happened to be they won at home. It happens. But you put it in different places, do it in Los Angeles, right? So people would bid for it, they'll make it more exciting. Like I was even thinking of idea, and I can see why this could be crazy. And I want NBA every day. I don't want NBA now. But if you want to make it look important, after you figure out who's in the finals, the semifinal games, wait a week. Have no NBA games for a week, full on week, and
Oh
then
shit.
have that like the main game, and then get like I kind of as much as like I said I hated having yesterday no games. I can understand it by making that game seem important because the next day, what are you gonna do? Talk about that game, right? Even to the point I was thinking, but they won't do this for Christmas. But imagine if you made your Christmas day your championship NBA Cup day,
That wouldn't be bad either.
right?
That
Just
wouldn't be bad either. That would be actually yeah, yeah,
because like you know how much people you have available to watch a Christmas game. Now
yeah,
you make it like an important NBA Cup game, which you
yeah.
see mans are legit diving for loose balls
Yeah,
and
it
playing
was
good
good. It
defense,
was good to see. Yeah, yeah.
right? So like I just think if you want to make it really important, you can. Once again, the league is lucky that LeBron won the first one. They're really lucky he won. And they're lucky that Giannis won, right? Like you don't want mans to not, and want to play. Chris
You want your
Broussard
faces
said
to care. You want your faces of the league to care.
especially the faces of the league,
Yeah,
especially like the one thing Chris Broussard said, which he's right about, it's gonna be, but it's something that like I think our children are gonna argue and not us, but they're gonna mention NBA Cups now. They're gonna be like, oh, this guy is a one-time NBA champ, but a two-time NBA Cup winner,
yeah, yeah, yeah. And I'm like,
right? So when I think when those talks happen, it does make it more important. What do you think?
well, I'm hating now, but in 30 years, it's gonna be like true, true, or even 15, it's like
Yeah,
true, true. So,
right. People are gonna be like, oh, Wemby, he's the greatest of all time. He's the greatest of all time. He has three titles and he has six NBA Cups. Like,
Wemby,
okay.
shout out to Wemby. You're doing your thing, but Wemby, why are you attempting 9 threes a game?
Yeah, no, he should stop doing that.
You're 7'7", 7'6". Like,
Yeah, no, he should be in the post the whole time.
and
Um,
speaking of 3-point shooting, getting back to the game real quick, OKC was ice cold from
oh, they were like four of like I checked it was like four or something. Yeah, it was bad. Let me
like
even
24 from shooting the three. At what point do you get to as a team where it's like, okay, the 3-point shot is not falling tonight. We still need to score and keep ourselves in the game. What do you, as a coach, what are you saying to your team?
the thing is you don't want them to stop shooting because you want it's all about making everyone feel like like keep the defense honest. But 3 point they were 5 of 32.
Holy shit!
So, like, you're not gonna win if you're 5 of 32. You're just not. But it's hard. You can't pack the paint. You can't drive at the paint because Giannis is there, Brooke Lopez is there. So it's hard. They just weren't hitting their jumpers, and Shea really wasn't doing that
32, I
well.
think that's like 18%.
Yeah, he wasn't really doing that well. So I just think this game they had it's crazy. They had their worst shooting game of like they ever had all season. So I almost
Look
want to
up, yeah.
chalk it up to that. Just a
And
bad
what, and
shooting
what
game.
happened? For me as a coach is like, you know what? Are we getting to the line, guys? Are we being aggressive attacking the paint? You know what I mean? Because you still
Right.
want to mix it up. You just don't want to just, okay, the three is open, it's not falling. Let's keep shooting it, but not mix it up. You know what I mean? So
I
it is.
agree.
So,
I agree. Yeah, I think that's where like, yeah, you want to drive to the paint. You want to slow the game down, then make guys have open shots because you're driving to the lane more. So I agree with that. Yeah, and you don't want to just everyone jack up threes because that's just what we're supposed to do is jack up a bunch of threes. I even seen that LeBron complained about the amount of threes in games. I think like LeBron, now you're shooting a bunch of threes. Like all you guys are saying how much you guys don't like shooting threes so much, then just borderline stop shooting them.
yo, I took a little bit of a not a deep dive, but I went back to like, '08 finals,
Mm,
'09, 10 finals. And a team that shot a lot of threes in the final, 23 attempts, 24 attempts for a
yeah.
team. Lakers, Boston, those days were shooting 17, 14, 13 attempts in the game,
Yeah, yeah. That's
right?
I think like if the game is fast paced, I would say like 25 3-point shots is about enough in my brain.
And
Uh,
that's the Hedo Turkoglu, Orlando Magic, Jameer Nelson that took that much threes.
yeah,
Michael
so like that's how much I
Beasley.
was, but like I don't want to see 53s. I told you that the other day. This is why when we talked about a player who we aren't the most excited to watch sometimes. I'm like Steph Curry, he's exciting to watch sometimes, but if I see a bunch of just shots being jacked up, honestly, it's more like this. If I see guys who are not Steph Curry or Klay Thompson shooting a bunch of threes, I really don't want to see it.
Yeah,
Honestly, like
I agree.
Dame has that ability. I don't want to see man shoot like 10 threes and they're not that type of guy. I don't
I
want to see it.
agree. I agree. There's obviously times when you're just on, you're gonna go, let's say 7 for 10, 6 for 10, 7 for 11. Okay, like keep shooting. Like you'll have those days.
Right, right.
If it's not one of those days, which is very rare, players will have these days, right? Like 4 for 11 from three is a pretty that's pretty decent
Yeah, pretty
for the
decent.
game, right?
Pretty decent.
And none of these guys are doing that.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's where they just need to chill on the amount of times. Now, I wanted to give my quick early prediction for next year's NBA Cup.
Mm,
Um, I,
it's real early.
but I did it last year with OKC because I kept saying OKC is gonna win even though they lost. I kept believing in OKC.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
do think OKC can make it back there. I definitely think they can. 'Cause I think they'll take the game seriously because I think they. You see, Shea wanted to win. Like once again, we talked about it. The fact that these guys want to win is a good thing. So a team I think I really want to predict winning is the Boston Celtics. And my reason why is because I think if they win the NBA title again, they really want to show that they're like the best team in the league. Like we're the best team by margins than everybody else. So I
Oh,
so I
really?
just think like next year, and I think even if they lose, I can see Boston being like we want to prove ourselves. Like we want to prove to you guys that like you guys think this NBA Cup is this type of shit. Oh, you're boosting Giannis. All of a sudden his MVP odds are higher, and you're saying they can beat us. And okay, watch us. So that's a team that I'm gonna early predict like them and OKC like the NBA Finals, which may happen
OKC
this year.
back. Okay. OKC coming back against
Yeah.
Boston.
Oh, I can see an OKC doing it again, or like a Warriors team. But I like the NBA Cup, man. When we talked about it past few times, I love the NBA Cup.
They play
I,
better. They definitely play better. So
yeah, like I'm trying to figure out like what ways can we make it
I
like
can't.
much better, but you can't. I think it's right now just keep it the way it is. I like what they're doing. I don't really like anyone saying like, oh, if you win the NBA Cup, then you get an automatic playoff spot. Then what? You're gonna chill for the rest of the year?
I don't like that shit. No, I don't like that shit. No.
You're chilling for the rest of the year. I'm not really a fan of that. But yeah, what do you see the future of OKC? Is it obviously they sucks to lose, but they're still the number one team in the West, or do you feel like there's something they're gonna have to start changing?
Well, here's the thing. Change really happens when something drastic happens to the team. NBA Cup, it's not drastic. It's a loss,
Okay,
definitely, but it exposes you to expose like, okay, what they're lacking, definitely, right?
right,
So I'm gonna say this: they have a deep run in the playoffs and they get exposed like this again, then changes will happen. But
right.
for now, and if they do not get exposed like this in the playoffs and they just lose because of bad shooting or a better team making more shots, then that's where I'm going with this. What do you think?
I agree. I think the NBA Cup is important, but it's not the NBA Finals, but it's important. Like we want you to care about it. Thank you for caring about it, but no one got to break their back for it. That's what it comes down to. No one got to break their back for it. So we appreciate the game, what everyone's saying and everyone's doing, but no one has to break their back for it. I think OKC once again, if they could try to get a big wing, like a bigger wing than like a Dort, that would be suitable to guard the guys like a Giannis, even a Jason Tatum, no, or Jalen Brown. Like you have Caruso and Dort who can match up well with them. But I'm talking about like you may need more size when you're facing Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter Jr., and Jokic, right? So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like you need more size when you face those guys. But right now, I'm looking at Ben Simmons, and if it wasn't for Ben Simmons' contract, imagine him on an OKC. That
that
wouldn't be bad,
that minimum next.
right? That wouldn't be bad because he's big. We
Yeah,
know he's a good defender.
yeah, yeah.
So like,
That's all you need him to do. Just defend and push the ball and pass, whatever.
yeah, big Rondo. That's it.
Don't dis. Please do not disrespect Ronald like that again,
Just
please. So
uh
really.
the next topic that we're gonna talk about. Sorry, Milwaukee. Are they like? Are they just back to being the contenders? Or do you think differently of them?
Okay, let me think real quick here. Okay, Milwaukee is they're definitely a formidable. Definitely a formidable team. They're a good
Yeah,
team. They're a decent squad. They're a decent squad. Yes, definitely. They're top four in the East. Yes, I'm not saying number one, two, three, or four. They're in there somewhere. Yes, right.
yeah,
My question is: the East strong?
not even close.
Okay, so those are the facts. The top four in the East. East is not strong. Doc Rivers, we know his track record as a coach. That's all I can say. What do you want me to say? That's all I can say.
The question is, do they still got Doc as a coach? Yes, yes, they do.
So it's to me, it's looking more like second round, 6, 7 games. You know what I mean?
I think like in a 7 game series, can they beat Cleveland?
You know what? That would be their best opportunity to get to the East Finals if they were to face Cleveland, because Cleveland is definitely a second round team. At least Milwaukee's seen a ring and seen the
Right,
finals. Cleveland hasn't.
yeah,
So
I agree.
yeah, if they're facing
Um,
Cleveland in the second round, Orlando get the second round,
right,
like
right.
I think those teams, you know what I mean? But
You just happen to be the second best team because the East is just it's not that great. It's really not that great at all.
because what happened with Philly? Philly is still being however they're doing. You
And
feel
like,
me?
who's afraid of Philly in a 7 game series? If you really think about it, we boosted them. We didn't boost them. We believed that they should be better,
Yeah, 100.
but like, no one's
Straight
really afraid of
ass,
them.
straight
No,
ass, straight ass.
no
Yo,
one's really afraid. The next thing was so they changed officially the All Star format. So the new All Star format, it's going to be 4 teams. 3 teams will be of the 24 All Stars. There'll be 3 coaches: Shaq, Charles, and Kenny, which they'll do like draft. They'll draft them one of them
okay,
sometime in February. Um, After that, then they're gonna face off with a team that'll be either the rookies or the sophomores. So it'll be a whatever team versus maybe Kenny's team versus sophomores, and then if they win, and then Shaq and Charles' team, then they'll make it to the finals. Whoever wins wins. And then I think the finals is a game up to 40. So it is like a even ending 40 up to 40. I do like the up to 40 thing. It reminds us of like playing 21,
yeah,
sometimes playing 24. RIP Kobe, like sometimes doing stuff like that. Like you play harder when you have that amount. So I think guys will play harder. I think it's just the inevitable for All-Star weekend. I think the one thing everyone's like, oh, All-Star weekend is so boring now, blah, blah. But that's just the evolution of sports. Football changed theirs. They changed theirs a
yeah,
while ago.
yeah.
NHL changes theirs like every 3 years. They're
I
doing the
didn't know
almost this. They're doing the same. this year the NHL is doing it's Team Finland versus Team USA versus Team Sweden, I believe, versus Team Canada. So it's all four. So every league does it. It
That's
was
pretty
about
legit.
time the NBA did it,
Yeah, that's pretty legit though.
right?
Look
So
at
I
that.
think we like almost judge the NBA too much. Like we're too much on them for the things that they do. Like they have to spice it up. I'm okay with it.
Because they're the biggest like North American league, right? Professional sports league, I'm gonna say. Yeah. Is it professional league, is it? Yeah.
And well, football, number one, of course.
Football is number one. Actually, it's North
Yeah.
America, yeah.
Yeah, football, basketball can't touch football. Now, internationally, man,
Ball,
it's soccer and then basketball.
yeah.
That's what it is now.
Cricket, soccer, basketball.
No, soccer number one. Soccer will always be number one.
Is over cricket
Soccer is number one.
internationally?
Internationally, there's no question. Soccer is number
Like
one
most views.
because everyone plays. Like anybody can play, right? It's yeah, anybody can play,
It's true.
right? You just need a ball, and
I know
then
cricket's
that's
like shit, okay.
yeah.
Cricket,
Cricket is definitely popular in like India, Pakistan, Australia.
Jamaica.
But if you go to like Canada and things, not like that. But
It's not.
Canada, oddly enough, will be better in cricket very soon. We're not going to name the reasons why, but Canada will be better in cricket very soon.
Shout out to Team Canada cricket just now. Shout
Because
out.
that's gonna it's gonna get better.
Hey, medals
So
are medals. Medals are medals to
hey,
me.
win is a win. A win is definitely a win. I don't care about any. So yeah, but like that's the all-star format right now. What do you think?
Yo, I'm glad they're doing something different still. Like on a real note, I'm glad the young guys get to compete against the older guys and they
Me
get to
too. I
be
like
around
that.
the atmosphere and you know what I mean? And maybe they'll get to learn something from these guys in the practice and the warm-ups and shit like that. So I like it still. I like it. It's different. It's because we used to the same like there was a time when we just vote, 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 and they pick, and it got boring. And then so this is change is good.
I agree. I like the I definitely like the change. The only thing, okay, I'm just gonna say it. When it comes to Shaq and like Kenny and Charles, they're the most popular guys. Simply, they're the most popular guys. They make the whole NBA thing a lot more exciting for a lot of casual viewers. Like we can all generally agree to that. In saying that, sometimes I don't want those three to be the ones. I wish it could be someone else, or I wish it could just be three head coaches. Like I don't want those three. The reason I don't want those three is because, like I sent you the other time, and I've talked about it almost on every pod. They're the same ones who like criticize the product. The same ones. So, and they only really care about the all stars. So, like, I don't really want guys who are also criticizing the product to somehow benefit from this. Like, I don't think that's right. I don't think that's like fair. So, yeah, that's just my initial thoughts. I rather it to be somebody else, like three former players who like respect the game, like KG, fucking Melo. Where are they this year? Like in Golden State, fucking Iguodala. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's a good one actually, Iguodala. That's
the
shout out
guys who respect the
Iguodala.
league,
Just have Hubie Brown with two former players. Period.
right? Like
Just have Hubie Brown. Hubie
I
Brown knows that he's been coaching since the 70s.
yeah.
Like he's been around basketball for 50 years. Professional. Like have
Yeah,
Hubie up there. He's a real master of the game. Like someone that
yeah,
cares.
like yeah.
Because
I don't
like
know.
I get
I'd
the
rather that.
like it's okay to joke here and there. Yeah, yeah, I don't know that, but they do it a lot, which is
A
true. Too
lot,
much.
a
You know
lot.
what I mean?
Like,
You know
dude,
what I mean?
Vince Carter. Vince Carter just got to the Hall of Fame. Dude,
Yeah.
Vince Carter. Like heck, if you're in Golden State, you could have done Baron Davis. You could have done Iguodala, and we can pick another G State person if you want to. You can pick anybody,
Yo,
right?
ex players would be good because they'll talk about, man, I remember this player used to bust my ass doing this,
Yeah,
playing these
and
guys,
and
doing
and
this
they
guy.
just won't talk down the league the way like Shaq. And then I'm pretty sure the guys are gonna be playing hard, and Chuck, Charles, and Kenny are gonna be making jokes right? Half the time. They're gonna make jokes half the time. So I don't know. Once again, I understand for the entertainment purposes, I get it. But to me, if you're gonna bring those three, make them have like what Peyton Manning and his brother do. Do a Manning cast. do a whole other thing where those guys are
And
just talking.
those guys, yo, that duo,
You know what I'm saying? Like, do that. Like, I don't
yeah,
really like
yeah.
this.
Have
But
your own
overall, I like
set
the change.
where it's just like, okay, you have your niche. We're just roasting guys in the league, whatever.
Right.
Like,
Just do that.
but
It's
this
way
is
better.
national television, so you got to be more like network friendly type shit, right?
Yeah, I don't want to see all that next shit. Um, the next thing, which is our the main point of this whole pod, December 15th happens. There's gonna be some trades. There was already a trade. Dennis Schroeder is now at G State. They traded DeAnthony Melton in a second round pick. Schroeder, I'm not sure. I think they try to
He's a
talk as if
trade
Schroeder's
whore.
gonna start.
Shooter's a trade whore. Shout out to Dennis Shooter. You can ball regardless. Internationally in the league, you're just a trade whore. You're like D'Lo at this point.
The thing is because his contract's so good. Well, they are starting him. Huh. They are gonna start him. I didn't think they were, but
Hold on. G State is starting. So is Curry, Schroeder? Is Curry in the lineup today? He's gonna, yeah,
yeah,
he's
yeah. Wiggins, Looney, and Draymond Green.
so Pods is coming off if he's playing, and then you got
Yeah.
Kaminga. Hold on, Kaminga. Whoa, Kaminga's getting. Ooh,
Yeah. Well, they stopped believing in Kuminga
yeah,
a
they did.
while ago.
They did. But he'll get the start sometimes. But
He does
you know,
sometimes start. He does.
like,
But yeah.
I'm a franchise owner. I'm trying to say Kaminga's here. I want him to grow. Schroeder's in his 30s.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know about you. Like,
No, but here's the thing. It's because they believe they have like another trade. Like they believe they can, because you technically could trade Kuminga because they're loyal to Steph, very loyal to Steph.
there, you don't gotta tell me.
And to me, you should be loyal to Steph.
Uh-huh.
So but
Uh-huh.
that's why I realized like you almost can't do both. You cannot try to win a title and then also develop unless the guys you're developing are going to be role players like Pods, like Moses Moody, like uh Jason, oh, sorry, what's his name? Jackson Davis.
So you're gonna develop role players to be role players. Who's gonna take the reins? There needs to be
You
someone to take
just
the
won't.
reins.
You won't have it. You won't have it. Because then you have to then switch it up. Then Steph has to be okay without winning titles then.
I can't say that all that, but I need to. They need to have Steph. You're still the guy because you're still producing like the guy,
Mhm.
100, and you need another guy. You need a Robin, and we need to make him produce like a Robin right now to take the reins. Like we
But
need
then
that.
the argument could be is that okay, well, 3 minutes to go. Who's touching the ball? Is it Kuminga? Because we need him to get the reps. He has to get the reps. Like we literally traded Pascal Siakam so Scotty can get the reps. So we're giving him the reps, or you have Steph Curry, and Steph has to get the reps. Or Steph already
Here's
has
the
the reps,
thing.
but
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. You get the ball to Curry, 4 rings. You get a 41% career from the three. You get the ball to Curry. He's gonna get doubled. He's got to play like what LeBron was doing before. He was saying, LeBron, you choke, you're passing ball. Curry has to be that player, like draw the double, kick to Kaminga, let Kaminga live. They G State live or die with it because it's going to be a good shot. It's going to be an open shot. That's my thing.
because like you have to sometimes you have to make a decision if you're gonna grow with Kaminga or not. And but I don't think they want to. I think they know Kaminga's a trade piece. They can but they can only get, and we're gonna lead to Jimmy Butler. They can only get Jimmy Butler if they trade Kaminga and Wiggins, right? But you have to trade Wiggins for the contract because you need to do the money, right?
Me,
And
am I trading? I like youth too. Like youth matters. Butler's 30s.
100%. Yeah, that's true, right? But Butler gets you closer to the title this year. He gets you way closer to the title,
The
right?
thing is,
Let's
their
yeah,
window is G State's window is
it's
for title,
closing,
right?
right? So then you
So
really try to do you try
you
to
really
put
got to push.
so Schroeder helps the push,
He helps the tide,
right?
definitely. He helps the
The
tide.
thing with Dennis Schroeder that people don't like, it's funny because when I was into a pod, they said like, why did he get traded so much, right? They know he's a good player, but the thing with Dennis Schroeder is that he has to touch the ball. I don't even want to call him a ball hog, but he's like low key a ball hog.
He dribbles a lot. he keeps the dribble alive. I'm gonna say he keeps the dribble alive.
He
I
looks
can't
for his own shot a
do that,
lot,
man.
but he also likes to pass the ball. Like he's very like European centric type of player. Like I'm the point guard, so I have to hold the ball a lot, but everyone can touch the ball with me. But I gotta hold the ball the most, right? With the Raptors last year, he had the most touches. In the
Yeah,
beginning of the season, he touched him he was number one. Then it
yeah.
was Scotty, then it was Pascal.
It didn't make sense that Pascal was yo. It didn't make sense, but
And but Dennis
he
should being your
does.
number one
I'm not
guy is
sure.
crazy.
He's got a high motor though, but like
He's good.
he's
He's
a good back.
active.
Like he can play starting, but he like him as a backup is scary.
Right. Like he's just one of those players. I think he's generally a player that like he's very talented. And you want him to start him, but you're almost like, if I start you, it almost hurts me.
Yeah.
So almost rather you come off the bench.
If he comes
Right?
off the bench, it's a title contending team type of team that should have him
Right.
off the bench, in my opinion.
Right. Because like right now he's starting over Kaminga. They're gonna realize that Schroeder touches the ball too much, and they're gonna start Kaminga.
And they're
They're
gonna
gonna do it.
and they're gonna look for
It happens
packages
everywhere.
with Kuminga and Schroeder.
And Schroeder is okay with coming off the bench for a good team. He did not want to come off the bench for the Raptors. He did not like that at all. He hated it. Because in his mind, he's like, I thought this was my team. Why am I coming off the bench?
Schroeder, you can't really think of any team as your team unless they really are ass. Even the Brooklyn Nets, like
It was
they're
his
gonna
team, low
go.
key. Brooklyn Nets, him and
I was about to say
John
Johnson or Cam Thomas.
Thomas. It's low key Cam Johnson's team right now, low key.
Yo, Cam Johnson is balling.
Because he's a trade asset. We're trading him too.
Yeah, yeah.
He's a good contract. He's getting traded too. He's definitely getting traded. Speaking of trade deadline, like we were saying, the guy that they people have been talking about is Jimmy Butler. A team that's been spoken about a lot more is the Pelicans. They're saying Zion's available. They're saying
I'll believe that when I see it.
they Zion. They're saying Brandon Ingram. They're saying CJ McCollum.
Two, yeah, I'll believe this when I see it. CJ McCollum should have been shipped out a while ago. I'm not gonna lie.
I
I'm not
think
gonna-
with CJ, it's where is he gonna go? Like where is he gonna go?
I
Where's he
don't
gonna
know.
go? He's
Utah.
another guy that needs the ball a little bit more. They're saying the odds of him going to Milwaukee is high, like the betting odds is high. But like, do you want him in Milwaukee?
CJ, fuck, where can this guy go? Fuck, I don't even know.
Right? His contract's pretty big.
Yeah, your contract's pretty big. You're like he can ball, but he's a volume shooter at times. He's
Yeah,
not the greatest three. Like
yeah,
he's a shoot first, pass second guy, right? So and
yes.
he's gonna play the one most likely. I don't know where you can put him. Does he want to come off a bench?
That's what I'm saying. I don't think so. I think they talked about him coming off the bench for the Pelicans, and he was kind of like, maybe get someone else to do it. I'm not doing it.
I'm thinking which team could use CJ right now and nothing. Maybe Utah. I don't know. They have Sexton over there. I don't know.
So, like, but a team that's a title contender, what title contender can
Title
use?
contender can
Like
use.
Lakers can do, but to me, the Lakers need a young guy like Anthony Simons. They don't need another older man. They really don't. You need a young guy.
Do a three-team deal. Get him back in Portland, Simons to LA. Do like a three-team deal. I don't know. Something like that.
D'Angelo goes to freaking Pelicans, something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, I don't know. Something like that. Like with some
That
picks and stuff like that.
that's why once again, this trade deadline is gonna be so weird. You can generally just do one for ones because nobody has money, so it has to just be one for one. And it's really like we can't even look at like, oh, this team lost the trade or won the trade. Both teams are losing the trade because you're really just too much money is on the board and you have to trade it, right? No one's really winning in that sense, like in my opinion. Like no one's gonna win a trade. Um, the Lakers are trying to win trades, but like unless you're adding those draft picks, you're not gonna win a trade. Like no one's gonna want to give you their players and they take D'Angelo Russell.
No, inconsistent point guard with that's not explosive and defense is questionable.
Right, right. then that's why I think I said it a little bit to you, but I'm not too sure if I officially said it. So I'm gonna officially say this. Trade Austin Reeves. It's okay. He's not Caruso defensively,
No,
and he can't be your third best player for a title. He can't be it.
he's getting better though. Like
He's
he's getting
definitely,
better. He's getting
man.
better.
If he was your fourth guy on like a good team, you're happy. You're happy. But
Who
if you
should be the
want,
third guy? That's like it should be Ryu.
no,
Rui?
they need to trade.
I was about to say
They
because
need to trade. That's why your only asset for the Lakers is Austin Reeves. He's your only good asset that can get you somebody good. You trade Austin Reeves and D'Angelo Russell and a first round pick, you can get Jeremy Grant and what's his name? Oh my, I just said his name. What's the guy's name on the Portland?
Anthony
Anthony.
Simons,
Yeah, Anthony Simons. But
Jimmy Grant and Anthony Simons
you probably have to
for
trade like three guys. You probably have to go
that's
D'Angelo.
okay.
Yeah, but still, you get both
D'Lo,
mans.
D'Lo and
Get them all out of here.
D'Lo Reeves and a pick.
Get them all out. Get them
That's
all out.
actually not bad. D'Lo Reeves and a pick, and you get Simons and Jeremy Grant.
You probably have to add another person though, because money wise, I think the Portland money, Jeremy Grant is like 30 mil.
100, yeah, 100.
Yeah, so him and Anthony, you would have to probably add D'Angelo Rui and something, and probably have to get the
I really will do a lot. Pause for Anthony Simons. Pause. I'll
yeah,
do,
100%. No, he's better than Austin Reeves. That's why to me, like, if someone says, "Oh,
that's
we
not
want
even a
Austin
question.
Reeves," like you trade Austin Reeves, and
The
mind you,
reason
he's a good
Austin
player.
Reeves is getting so much is because purple and gold. You're in LA, like
Yeah,
any player in a big market, like if Anthony Simons would be more, they'd be talking about Anthony Simons on ESPN, all this
oh,
get
he'd be
up the
spoken
jump.
about like a fucking all-star,
Yes,
legit all-star if he
right,
was
but
on.
because he's in Portland, just in
Just
Oregon over there, like what the fuck?
yeah,
You know what I mean?
just
Just
oh wait,
losing games. Like
like so yeah, so I think so the Pelicans now you talk about Brandon Ingram, he may have a market.
I heard Brandon Ingram at Raptors. I was hearing like I don't know. I was hearing
I heard of Zion Raptors for a little bit. And I was like, please no. I want nothing to do with Zion. I
I
want
don't
nothing to do with Zion.
know. He's not
I,
serious. He's
I am
not.
done. I'm done with the Zion. No,
Hype
but
train. It's official. Everyone's hopping off it this year officially, you know.
yeah, no, I can't. People want to be like, oh no, but he could be this. He could. Bro, we've been doing this could be thing for so long. I'm not could be. I am tired. I'm not could be tired. I am tired. Nah, I'm done. I'm done being tired. I'm done.
The nigga was cheating this year. Next year was cheating. Third year, fourth year. When he's gonna stop cheating?
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. It's
I've
over.
been,
It's over.
I have been done with Zion. I'm gonna say 2 years ago,
Yeah,
but officially this year. Officially, I've been telling people from that draft. I'm like, the real number one pick is John Moran. You guys are fucking slipping. Like he's the real number one pick. Like
he's
it's Zion, it's Zion. You see who's doing that thing? You know what I mean? I'm like, okay. See John Moran.
yeah. I didn't know that, like, and I think once again, like, 'cause Zion was such a freak athlete, and people just he was so physically dominant in that thing.
He
But
was.
when you talk about these, sometimes when you're physically dominant in high school and all, it doesn't matter. Joel Okafor was like that man, footwork, all that stuff, was
Feet work.
immaculate, immaculate footwork from early, immaculate footwork.
Yep, yep.
Doesn't always happen. Doesn't always happen. Um. So now we get to Zach Levine. Before I get to Jimmy, there's some Zach Levine talk. Once his contract's so big, the contract's too big, right? People, I hear that you can do a Zach Levine for Michael Porter Jr. straight up. What do you think?
Michael Porter for Zach LaVine. Porter's in Bulls. I mean, he's gonna get more. He's gonna be the guy over there. Like it's gonna be literally like he's the one B. I guess Kobe. What like
Yeah, he'll probably be like, yeah, they're trying to get draft picks, so
he's gonna get Vukovic is there. I don't know what they're doing. He goes to Denver. You got Murray. Like I mean, Denver's still like I don't know. I don't know. I don't. I don't see that build. Like I don't see Denver getting better chemistry wise. I'm
right.
saying. Like I don't see them defensively. as well either. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
but Porter wasn't a defender either. He just had length.
I think, yeah, see, I agree with you because like you're trying to go offense for and uh Zach Levine's a more dynamic scorer than a Michael Porter Jr. But ultimately, that's not what you're really looking for. If you want to improve your squad, you try to go get Jeremy Grant back to Denver. That's the guy you really want, a guy who can give you 20 points and also play defense. So if him and freaking Aaron Gordon are your wing defenders, and you just have to tell Jokic, hey, I'm gonna need you to start scoring 30 a game now, even though you are averaging it. I know you don't want to, but I need you now too. That's it. Because Michael Porter's not there to shoot massive threes, but Jeremy Grant can still give you
Jeremy Grant will have. I think they average the same amount of points. I think more or less.
right,
I think
right. So
like that
yeah, I think
17 to 19 range. I think they.
and I think Portland would do something like that because Michael Porter Jr. is younger. So why wouldn't you do it if you're
Okay,
Portland?
so then Portland, they just need to rebuild and just get another pick. Scoot. I didn't. I'm gonna give up on you after your rookie contract. So 4 years. I'm gonna give
Yeah,
you
yeah,
fourth season.
yeah. I'm giving you some time, Scoot. I'm definitely giving you some
All right.
time.
So you got some there's teams that could take Aiton, you know what I mean? So I guess ship him out with the contract, right? Ship Grant, right? Simons on the Lakers. You got draft picks. Scoot just really just
Scoot, Shaden Sharp, like
be like
I'm telling
be like
Portland,
Houston 3 years, 4 years ago, 4 seasons ago, just let the young guys just run and gun.
I want you guys to be as bad as not bad as possible. Yeah, okay, be bad. You'll get if you don't get
It's
number
not
one pick this year, you'll get a top five pick this year. We can be bad next year and get another top five pick and another
Get
good draft.
AJ next and get AJ in the year after Cooper's draft.
Right? Like you should hope to be bad the next 2 years and get a top three pick regardless. Right? And just build off that. Build off
You
being
got
young.
Boozer twins coming, Elijah Renas.
Come on, man. You have the ability. So just like yeah, no, to me, you just get bad. Like you don't need to be on average. You still got Klingon, or is it Klingon? What's his name Klingon, right? Donovan Klingon.
Pilgrim from UConn.
Yeah, yeah. So like him, like you still got some things to work with. So work with it if
Just
you're Portland,
trade those three and just yeah, just trade
right?
those three.
Because and once again, like but the trade deadline is going to be very unique. And then you have Jimmy Butler, the main. Where the hell is Jimmy gonna go? Because he said he's not signing, he's not re-signing for any team. He's not gonna sign an extension because he still can sign an extension if he goes to another team, but he doesn't want to sign. He wants to test free agency. He wants to test it.
Yeah, that's a risk.
It's a because also he's 30. Is he not like 33?
Yeah, he's around there. Because it's like, okay, Miami's not gonna resign you. You're just gonna play out in Miami, and the team's gonna throw bread at you because Miami's not gonna trade you to because the team's not gonna want you to just play for 30 games and then to
Right.
walk.
He's 35.
He's 35, so that means he's 35. That means he's 36 next year.
Like, how much am I giving? And NBA teams are being so much more like careful. They're looking at Joel Embiid's contract, Jamal Murray's contract, Paul George's contract, and they're like, could we have waited? So Jimmy, I know you don't want to sign an extension, but that's why I think a team like Houston, that's the team. That's really the team to that he should think about. But there's a few teams. I'm gonna name up some teams. How do you like their fit? I'll ask you how you like their fit. The Warriors. I mentioned it before. You have to trade Wiggins, and Pat Riley's gonna be like, I need, I need freaking Kaminga for this. Do you like that? And for the Warriors, Jimmy's not. This is probably a rental of Jimmy. You're not getting Jimmy back. At least I don't believe so. But what's your thoughts?
Me, I'm the Warriors. I'm not giving up Kaminga for a rental. Like that's to me, I'm not doing it.
You don't want to have that rental.
I
You don't
don't
want
want
that rental.
Butler as well. Even if I win, like I get Butler on a rental and I win a ring, that would pay itself out. But there's no guarantee, right?
True. There is no guarantee. There is no guarantee. But if you win a
I
title with
need
Jimmy,
another piece with Butler to be like, if he walks, I still at least have this piece. And
Yeah,
type.
see, yeah, you're right. If I tell Golden State, I'm like, hey, I'm taking a lot of risk here. I'm losing the 22-year-old in Kaminga to get Jimmy Butler, who probably won't sign. Like, what are we saying here? Right? Like him and Draymond may fucking punch each other in the locker room. Right. So I don't know how much Steph can only deal with so much headaches.
Yeah, yeah. Steph just wants to shoot threes with Under Armour, play with his kids.
Right. So you would say no if you're the Warriors.
I'm a Warriors front office. I'm saying no. I'm saying no.
I think also chemistry wise, like I would trade Kaminga, but I don't want respectfully, I don't want Jimmy. I want like someone
Yeah,
else.
I agree with that. I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want Jimmy. I want someone who will I, I'm thinking like a Brandon Ingram, but not really Brandon Ingram, maybe someone else. Once again, I don't even say I like this player that much, but Jeremy Grant keeps coming in my mind. Like that's like
You seem
pause.
like a good teammate. Team's a good
Like
teammate. You need a good
right.
teammate.
Like he does he plays defense and he can score the basket. Not bad. Not bad. Not a bad for a wing guy. Houston. Now for Houston, you have to trade I think you have to trade Dylan Brooks. Because like you need to add a bunch of contracts. You need to trade Jimmy, Jabari Smith Jr., and probably Cam
Oh,
Whitmore.
Cam Whitmore, okay. Jabari Smith Jr. is still developing. So
I
it's
think
like,
he is.
shit. DB, like, I'm not the biggest DB fan, but he gives them an edge and they have good chemistry. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that's the thing. And will Butler come in? It's a lot of young, well, the only veterans are really like Butler. I'm not Butler, I'm DB, Fred,
Yeah.
right? Jimmy there, would that throw off the chemistry? I don't know.
Because they really like each other. Like that team really likes each other for
They do,
sure.
they do.
And and they're young. They're young, they like each other. But now do they have OKC chemistry? Not really. Not yet. Because they're still trying to find themselves. But would Jimmy give them a closer that some people would argue they don't have? Yes.
It's a rental. Udoka will keep shit under control,
It's a
right?
rental, but he's from Houston. Oh, he's from Texas.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. He's wearing a jersey in the picture, unless that was
Right.
AI.
Right.
Oh, shit. Okay. Well, I don't hate it. I'm not gonna say I don't
Right.
hate it, but it's like you gotta show him out in Houston, pause, and like your goal has to be whatever team gets Jimmy. Goal has to be is we need to re-sign him.
Right. You have to resign him. Yep.
There's
Yep.
no like so it's like you have to go in with mentality like we're gonna do this for him. We're gonna show him this, and we're gonna show him this offer. Like it has to be like that. If
Yeah.
not, then Houston is. It sounds promising. I'm not gonna lie.
And the thing with Houston, which I think you've been saying this, you don't have to rush. You really don't. Like you get Jimmy is he the what Jimmy was with two young guys before. He was with two young guys and it didn't work out. Two former number one overall picks. It didn't work out. So will Jimmy work out again with two young guys? Maybe not. Maybe not. That's something you have to think about. And he's 35 now. Like you
Yeah,
have to think about that stuff. That's why I wouldn't be surprised if like what's that team? The Dallas Mavericks kind of came out of nowhere. I would be surprised at a little something like that.
Texas, Texas,
It's
San
Texas.
Antonio, Boost.
Okay, this team keep getting brought up. It can't not happen. I'm gonna bring up their name, but it cannot happen. The Suns.
That can't happen.
It can't happen
That can't
because
happen.
you
They're
you
giving up
have to
like
trade. You have to trade Bradley Beal, but you can't trade Bradley Beal because he has a no trade clause. He has to agree to it. And why would he agree to like this is just too much work, right? So I don't know why people keep bringing that up. You can't add on contracts to then trade for Jimmy Butler because I think it's illegal. I think in the new CBA, like you can't do that. So yeah, so you can't do it. So I don't know why they brought that up. So that's something that I just want to briefly mention. I wrote this down. Denver. What do you think? You get so
And
Jimmy for Michael Porter Jr. for sure, and probably somebody else. probably someone else, maybe a Peyton Watson, because you got to think about what's Pat Riley want. But I think,
I like Peyton still, but Pat Riley would want Peyton.
and if
Uh,
you give me a young guy, you're telling me, but then you're telling someone, are you okay with the future? Bam, Tyler Hero, and Michael Porter Jr.
you need a guard. You need like an elite guard with that. That's my only thing. And with an elite guard with that, I'm very happy with that. With an elite guard.
Right.
You know what I mean? But if you don't have an elite guard with that, Michael Porter, Tyler Hero, Bam, I don't know. I don't know about that still. I can't lie.
It's a lot. It's a lot that you'd be asking of like Bam has to. I don't know. It's a lot. I think it'd be a lot.
And Bama's not that guy to be asked of a lot. Like you just need to let him. There needs to be two other guys kind of doing their thing, like how Butler and Tyler were doing their thing, and then
Right.
Bam is just I'm the utility guy, very
Right.
capable utility guy.
No, agreed. Agreed. Is there any other teams that you can think of for a Jimmy Butler?
You know what's just funny? Might as well just say the Pelicans.
But they keep Zion and everyone else?
Because he didn't ship Zion. That needs to be like no team is really going to want Zion, I feel, right at this moment,
I would
right? That's what I'm
not.
saying.
He lost all the man lost the face of the league, okay? He was the face of the league.
He
He
was.
lost that. You know, we were just like the world was giving this guy the crown. Like,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah, yeah,
become the face of the league.
yeah.
We weren't looking at Ja. We weren't looking at nobody else. We're looking at you. And then like then became it. Let all these white kids do that little gritty dance.
Ja is the
And
Ja's one
then
of the faces right now.
definitely, he's not there yet. Like
Kids eight
I feel
years old are saying, "What's your favorite player, Ja?"
like
They're 8 years old.
he like lost his spot, but he's slowly getting back into that top like three with Ant.
Slowly, the man's doing the 360 layups, dunking on guys, catching the
That's
lob,
true.
and then
Probably people are just afraid of like falling in love with Ja. You don't know. You don't know what if that stuff happens again. Like that shit would terrify you. I think one team I was thinking about like real briefly was what's that team's name? What's that team's name? I
the
think they
Hawks
were a team in the West again.
team in
Um,
the West.
well, like OKC, I'm always thinking, imagine if they got Jimmy Butler.
I'll
If
throw
they
stuff I feel, but they would be better for them.
right.
It'd
Jimmy
be better
really
for
is like unique, man. He can really take out your chemistry. You're right.
he could, but like look when he went to Miami, it was just like perfect love, match made in heaven.
No one else was there though. It was a young band.
You're right.
It was a young band, right?
There
So
was
he
no
can,
egos. There was no egos there.
right?
Because
Bam didn't know
like
what he was doing
Gabe,
yet.
Martin came, Tyler Hero came, and then Duncan Robinson. Like these guys are no like Duncan Robinson. I think undrafted. There's no ego. You're undrafted.
Mhm.
There's no ego.
He,
Gabe Vincent. Like these guys are not high picks. That was when he was playing with them. So
nah. And like once again, like we said, Jimmy's 35, gonna turn 36 next year. What are you signing him out to a 4-year contract? You don't want to do that.
4 years. Jimmy's at 36
Yeah,
next year. 4 year, he's gonna be 40, 39,
yeah,
40, call it 40.
yeah. You only do it if you're a team like if you're the Dallas Mavericks. If you're saying Jimmy, Kyrie, Luca, you don't hate that,
I definitely don't hate that.
right? Because Luca's Luca. Luca.
Luka needs the ball a lot, though. He needs it a
Yeah.
lot, a lot.
But to me, if Kyrie was able to play with him, I think anything is possible. Like if Kyrie played with him. So and I believe that if
Kyrie
Kyrie,
can
yeah,
play off ball, but he chooses to just want to have the ball. That's the thing with Kyrie.
yeah, Luca does. Yeah,
Luka
Luca's
can't
really
play
good
like Luka can play off ball, but he doesn't want to play off
at
ball.
all. Luca doesn't play defense, so he's unfortunate.
Luka kind
But
of, I'm not gonna lie, this is on the sidebar. Luka kind of pisses me off watching him sometimes because he'll just be complaining.
He
and you're not playing defense and you're complaining about certain shit. I'm like, you're not even getting the mix and you're complaining.
he doesn't get. That's why I think everyone said it with Luca. The hate for Luca, it will start, right? Because people don't like the complaining. They hate it. People
He's
hate
complaining
the
over
complaining,
everything. Like, dude, he's
right?
supposed to have the refs in his pocket.
Something in my eye.
Yeah, yeah.
No, something in my eye, but it's light. But yeah, uh, but yeah, there's so much more. I think the Jazz are going to be an interesting team during all this. The Jazz will be really interesting to see. I definitely want to see what the Jazz can do, because they have a bunch of guys, right? The Jazz, you know who should be aggressive, but I don't know what they have as assets. The Hornets. And you know I'm not a Hornets guy, but if you believe in Miller and you believe in
Well, Miller seems like he's the real deal. I'm not gonna
definitely,
lie. He seems like he's the real deal. But I'll take
definitely,
it early.
yeah. So if you believe in him and you believe in LaMelo,
Leave him alone.
then that's a team that should be aggressive. Once again, that's a team that should be like, but the record isn't good. But those are your two young guys. Put a nice like player, a young like forward around them. Why not? Why not? That's a team I would be interested in. Definitely interested in. But anything else you want to chat about?
Honestly, just regarding that tidbit last you just said, yo, LaMelo needs to stay healthy. Like
Yeah,
health is so
agreed,
key for the Hornets
agreed,
to
agreed,
build
agreed.
on something substantial. Like, because like they were flirting with it, I felt when they had Rozier, you know what I mean, Hayward and LaMelo was a younger LaMelo, and they had PJ Washington. I felt like they were kind of flirting the bridges. I felt like they were flirting with it, like
Right.
getting to like, okay, we can be in the playoffs consistently, but like 7, 6 seed. Like I was thinking that, but health, trades,
Yeah.
lottery team again.
That's why sometimes you have to like I think the Pelicans, we can probably I'm not sure if you agree, but I wonder if you agree. The Pelicans tried their best. Like they tried. They went out to get DeJounte Murray. They got CJ McCollum. They got Brandon Ingram. Like they got when they got for Zion, like they tried to build a
They
team.
have Jordan. They have Dawkins. Like they,
Right. Like they tried to make a better team.
they did. They did.
It hasn't worked. It hasn't worked. They made it to the playoffs, they got swept. They fought hard last year, but they tried. I will give them the credit of trying.
So
But
as an
you're
organization, they definitely tried. They tried.
right. Did you hear what Dyson Daniels said about them as an organization? He said they're cursed. I think I'm pretty sure it was his words. He's like they're cursed because he's like it's just which once again it's clearly there's something health wise not going well on them. So
Yeah, I heard some of that. Okay, yeah.
clearly something's wrong. But
Shout out to Dyson Daniels playing the best basketball of his young career.
bro, defensive player of the year, low key. Like, what is he saying?
Best player of the year, most improved player of the year. Like,
Yeah, he's doing a lot still, doing a lot. But that is it for the pod. That is your boy YS. I am your boy Mike. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We have more ball to talk about because it's just gonna get better. The NBA Cup is now done. We have the Christmas season. Christmas games are gonna happen. All that fun jazz is gonna happen. And let's keep going. Raptors are playing right now. We're gonna keep watching this game and we're gonna keep going. We'll talk to you again. Peace.